A ton of brand new mini set Pokemon Pocket cards have leaked, and today we're going to review every single one. Hey guys, I'm Zen, welcome to the channel. But before we get started, I just want to direct your attention to this little bingo card under us. We're actually live streaming this review of every single card released. And this bingo card is going to be for Pokemon Day Presents a little bit later. So if you're watching this video live, well then stick around for the Pokemon Day Presents bingo challenge, if you will, or maybe stop by for the stream later on. But with that, let's talk about these Pokemon because man, do we have to talk about them. First, let's chat about Arceus. Arceus EX. This thing is the first Pokemon EX card that has 2 lines of text, and I don't know how I feel about it. To be honest, I really don't know how I feel about this thing. Fabled Luster kind of feels lackluster. I'm gonna say it. But the thing about this, you'll see when we talk about the rest of the cards. And in fact, I'm gonna reference one of my tweets that I made literally 17 or 18 hours ago. But it might actually be good. It might change the meta, but it might change the meta in a way that's like every deck is Arceus, but maybe not every deck is the same Arceus build, okay? Anyway, this ability prevents this Pokemon from being affected by any special conditions, so like burn, sleep, poison, all that stuff. Nah, we ain't doing that. Not to the god Pokemon. Bidoof is pretty quiet right now. And then it also has an attack, Ultimate Force, which is like, yo, Pikachu EX, take a seat, little bro. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your benched Pokemon. So I think... what is the max damage of this? I know what the max potential is because of another Pokemon if it's on your bench, but I think the max potential is like what is that, 130? 130, right? My math? Guys, help me out here. Math is not my strong suit. I think it's 130. It's weak to Lightning, which is kind of weird for the god Pokemon. And it retreats for 2. I do not think this is the best EX Pokemon. You want to talk about the best EX Pokemon? This is it right here. This is what I genuinely think is the best EX Pokemon. When I saw this, Royce, I know you already know how my brain works, but for the rest of you guys, I just started calculating. Let me paint you a picture, guys. Ready? Grab your canvases, grab your paintbrushes. LEafeon EX, you're going second. You got your little Eevee right there. You give it an energy, you do your little tail slaps, whatever you want. And the next turn you evolve, give it another energy, and then use this Forest Breath. It smells minty. Okay, once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, you may take a grass energy from your energy zone and attach it to one of your grass Pokemon. Like, what are you talking about? 3 energy doesn't matter. You get to start swinging for 70 damage if you go second on turn 2. Oh, but wait, what if I go first? You still have that canvas? All right, check this out. 2 Eevees, 1 in the active, 1 in the bench. Turn 2, 2 Leafeons. You evolve the active, you evolve the one on the bench, you give the one on the bench an energy, you use both of these abilities. First, you use the one in the active to give the guy on the bench an energy, then you go X speed, you retreat that one, you bring the new one that already has 2 energies, and oh wait, no, this says once during your turn. If this Pokemon, wait, no, you can, it doesn't say it doesn't stack. So then you bring this guy, and then you get the... it doesn't matter first or second. All you need is a couple extra more steps if you're going first. LEafeon EX is crazy. And a lot of people online on Twitter, especially, they've been saying, you know, Superior Celebi is going to be crazy. Also, thank you so much, Lewis, I believe, for the super chat. I will get to that after this full-on review. But they've been saying Celebi Superior. I genuinely don't think you need Superior. I just think you need LEafeon EX, Celebi. This thing is crazy. You heard it here first. You guys heard it here first. It doesn't matter first or second. Leafeon. Listen, I'm a Leafeon main in Pokemon Unite, but that's a conversation for another day. All right. Moving on, Garchomp. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not great. I mean, the only great thing about this is the 1 energy linear attack. If Gabite and Gibble both deal damage for 1 energy, I think that's what you use this for. You use this as like a 50 damaging sniper to just deal damage, right? It does buff up with Lucaria, but only on the opponent's active slot. It retreats for 1, and it's weak to grass, which is sus a little bit. Like, it doesn't really make sense here. I don't know how I feel about this, but I'll tell you, I'll lop it in with the Arceus. I think Arceus is a bit better than Garchomp. LEafeon is the best so far. Probopass EX. What are we doing here? This is a stage 1 with 3 retreat costs. 160 HP, 2 metal energies, 1 colorless, defensive unit for 90 during your opponent's next turn. This Pokemon takes -20, so it's like a budget golem, wannabe golem that's weak to fire. Like if you put this in a deck with Dialga, it's still weak to fire. Like you have a massive, I don't know. This one, I don't know. There might be other cards that make this actually pretty good, but as of right now, I really don't know. This Probopass might be in the 5th spot. Speaking of 5th spot, I think we're going to go 1st place LEafeon, 3rd place Arceus, 4th place Garchomp, 5th place Probopass. But wait, what's 2nd place? Oh, I'm glad you guys asked. It's Glaceon EX. It's Glaceon EX. This thing is crazy. It took me a while to like read this because reading is hard for me, comprehension, you know? But snowy terrain is so dumb, let alone misty, right? Let alone Manaphy to get this thing up and running for freezing wind. But check this out. During Pokemon checkup, if you guys don't know, that happens at the end of your turn, but also at the beginning of your opponent's turn. Okay? Remember that. Wait, no, is that at the end of every turn, every player's turn, or at the beginning of every player's turn? That's what I meant. It really just depends on your perspective, right? And not double like that. During Pokemon checkup, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, do 10 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. What do you mean? That means freezing wind is 110 damage by the time it's your turn again. This thing is crazy. This thing is nuts. Throw in a Rocky helmet, okay? And another new card that we got, which honestly, let's just go talk about that card real quick because I need to segue to that. And Glaceon is actually kind of cracked. We're scrolling all the way down. Who thought this was a good idea? Irida. Heal 40 damage from each of your Pokemon that, wait for it, guys, that has any water energy attached. Not water types. They can be a Dialga with a Manaphy ramp. Like, it doesn't matter what they are. If they have a water energy attached, heal 40. So I'm like, yo, guys, what are we doing? What is this? But speaking of this, it really explains what we're getting in this set. Let's talk about the other supporter that leaked, Adamant. I hope he's got a really cool fart. Full art, by the way, for those of you that this is your first time, I'm not a weirdo. I'm not actually going for the fart. I'm going for the full art. Instead of saying full art, we just say fart. It's much easier. I know you guys like it. That's what we're doing. During your opponent's next turn, all of your metal Pokemon take -20 damage from attacks. So like pairing with Probopass EX, maybe this is good. Maybe. But yeah, with this being said, guys, do you know the theme? It's so obvious. On Pokemon Day Presents 2, nonetheless. Legends Arceus, baby. Legends Arceus. You got the LEafeon, Glaceon, you know, those were kind of the mains for those two clan bosses. You got Garchomp. Probopass, I really don't remember in Legends, right? Arceus, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just didn't play it enough. And then obviously this guy, you know, the cell phone that followed you around. And yeah, this thing's kind of nuts. Like, so those are the order of the EX Pokemon. I think LEafeon, I'm just saying it right now, especially with all the tournament data behind Executor Celebi winning so many massive decks being so meta. LEafeon EX Celebi are going to sweep. I won't hold you guys if I end up winning a tournament with a Celebi, a LEafeon this upcoming week. That's all I'm saying. All right, now let's talk about the rest of the Pokemon. And this is, so I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys as I pull up my Twitter on my phone, because I think that'll be the fastest way to do this. Maybe not though. So here I go. I'm going to read something to you guys. I made this post 22 hours ago. Before seeing the rest of the cards, this is before the leaks. I really think having one EX Pokemon be the center of all these other new cards in terms of abilities is such a bad idea in terms of meta diversity. But hey, what do I know? And that's based off of, you know, Heatran and Crobat having an ability that literally works with Arceus. Like you need it Arceus in order to do this ability. And so at first I was like, oh, that kind of sucks. That's just like forcing everybody to play Arceus. And that was my initial thought, but I am not above going back and reevaluating and changing my stance. I think it's actually, if they were ever going to do a set to revolve around a single Pokemon, it makes sense for Arceus. And I think it's actually not going to have that effect of like, everyone's going to play the same deck. I feel like a lot of people will play similar decks, but having the rest of these cards, because it literally is. I'm just going to scroll through these. All these Pokemon have abilities and they all work with Arceus, right? What I think it does is it develops an Arceus core. So that way, you know, some people play Abomasnow Raichu, some people play Abomasnow Magnezone with Arceus. No one's going to play every single one of these cards. So I don't think it's like the worst idea. I just hope they don't continually do this. Like I don't want a future set where it's like Giratina as the main EX. And then they are just giving them every single like Pokemon just pairs with them only. Like I think that's a little silly. It feels like a cop out, but I'm not going to say that for this because it is Arceus, it's Legend ZA. It is what it is, right? With that being said, let's go over these Pokemon real quick. If you have Arceus EX or just a regular Arceus in play on the bench, attacks used by this Pokemon cost 1 less energy. Okay, this is not bad, honestly. For 2 energy, 80 damage. And the rest of these Pokemon have the first flavor text, the same thing. So Raichu here, 90 for 2 energy, Spark 40. This attack also does 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench. You could snipe them and then use Cyrus. But also, this Pokemon takes minus 30 damage from attacks if Arceus is in play. That's pretty good. This Pokemon takes minus 30 damage from attacks if Arceus is in play and deals 80 damage with the Power Beam. However, I don't know many people that are going to play this over the other Magnezone, if we're being 100% honest. Let's be honest here. This card slaps, you guys. You already know how much of a fan I am for Azelf. This thing retreats for free if Arceus is in play, but also deals 20 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. You can tag them and then Cyrus them. That thing will be nuts. You know, it'll actually be pretty goated. So I think Rotom is going to be a very nice card for the Psychic type archetypes. Speaking of type architect, like what is this? What is this card? It is a stage 2. So it's going to take forever for you to get online, which is probably a good thing because for 1 darkness energy, you do 50 damage, but also if you have Arceus out there, you may do 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's like Greninja, but on roids. What? Like it's insane. This thing is nuts. Also, can we talk about this little symbol that's on the card? It doesn't make any sense to me. It actually makes no sense to me. But yeah. Crobat's going to be nuts. It's a stage 2. I don't know how great it's going to be. Like how often are you going to actually be able to evolve quickly for your Arceus? Yeah, we're just going to move on. Heatran. Remind me, guys, to tell you about a strategy for Arceus, or maybe I should just wait until the packs release and make that my first video because I already thought about it. I was like, I'm gonna build an Arceus deck that might be the most broken deck without using any Pokemon. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sure you guys can figure it out. All right, Arceus EX in play. This Pokemon has no retreat cost. Raging Mad Strike. Not going to lie, that name is kind of weird. 40 plus. If it has damage, it deals 80 damage. Not bad. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for 2 fire energy. This is going to be really good in fire type decks. Just to be able to frontline and then retreat, right? You take how much damage? It's pretty good, honestly. You take damage, and then you could deal 80, potentially 100 if it's into a grass type deck. I think Heatran's actually pretty good. Tyranitar, 160, 4 energy. This Pokemon, attacks used by this Pokemon do plus 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. So it's 160 for this many energy. Okay, listen, guys. If we don't get a supporter that helps us ramp fighting types, and instead we're getting Irida, which is already confirmed, I might riot. The slander for my poor fighting types, you guys. They get no ramp and they require so much. So much. I love the art though. All right, let's keep going. And then finally, Carnivine here. This Pokemon does 30 more damage. It's the same thing for one. Yo, this is cracked. This is good. Guess what? Opposing Execute, gone. Doesn't matter. Just have an Arceus on your bench. You're going second. You slap them. They're gone. You're going second. Doesn't matter. Just put a Rocky helmet, and wait your turn. The following turn, knock them out. They're gone. You're gonna knock out a lot of basic Pokemon. This one might be the new Skarmory of the set. I'd say, honestly. All right, what else do we have? We have Shaman. I wasn't wrong, guys. I was kind of right. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, your active basic Pokemon retreat cost is 1 less. So you're going to have a lot of free retreats. I think this might be a staple if you are like heavy basic Pokemon. You don't have to run Leaf with Arceus. You can run X Speed with Arceus and then just run Shaman. That could be pretty advantageous. I don't know if that's actually what you want to do, though. Full Art Magnemite. We have these two cards that we can't see. However, we can see them in a quick second. Let me just scroll down here. Oh, we got some cool passes. New art. Full. Yo, that slaps, dude. I need this. Yeah, that slaps. Not gonna lie. That's more events, baby. What else do we have? Okay. Oh my God, what is this? Take my money. Take all of it. Okay. So with that being said, let's go over here to see the cards that we couldn't see. We have Giratina Crisis Dive for a Grass, Psychic, and Colorless Energy, 120 damage. Discard 2 random energy from this Pokemon. I can safely say, I don't think anyone's going to play this card. I genuinely don't think anyone's going to play this card. I really want to eat my words. I really hope I am incorrect. Because, like, yo, I'm a fan of Giratina, but what is this? Yo, I want you to struggle with your energy zone. Get the right energy, and then we're gonna discard them randomly. Giggle. Like, you know, that's not fun. That's not fun at all, dude. The Psychic type Giratina is so much better, in my opinion, at least. We got Nosepass here, Fighting type. I don't think we have a single basic Pokemon that evolves require a 3 retreat cost. This is disgusting. Why do they hate my boy so much? Why do they hate him so much? This is, so sad. Burn me right here. Nothing crazy. We might get Mothim though. And I think that's it. This is a brand new looking card right here, which is pretty cool. We're getting a new Snorlax, which sucks unless there's like something that works with sleep. This Pokemon is now asleep after you deal 100 damage. And it requires 4 energy. Maybe we're getting something like leftovers. Like if your Pokemon's asleep, heal 50 damage. Like as a tool card. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. But this seems, even with Lumberry, guys, 4 energy for 100 damage. Let's pretend it doesn't even say you get to be put to sleep. That sucks. That's not great. Oh, man. All right, Tackle, Fighting type, 1 energy. Okay, I'm a fan of this. And 60. Okay, and the full art's kind of nice. Cherim here. Heal 20 damage from this Pokemon. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. Oh, here's another guy. Okay, this one's significantly better. It's a promo. It retreats for 1. Flip a coin if heads during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks. So, it's like a Doug Trio. No, I like this one so much better. Okay, I take it back. They don't hate Nosepass. They just hated that Nosepass. And then let's check this guy out. Defensive Whirlwind. This Pokemon takes minus 30 damage from attacks from fighting Pokemon. I think that's a fighting, and it would make sense because of the whole close combat. I think Staraptor, the new Staraptor, is going to be countering fighting types, which makes sense. I mean, they're strong against fighting types flying. You think that's lightning? Nah, that's not lightning. That doesn't make sense. It's weak to lightning. It literally has a weakness to lightning. It's gonna say minus 30, but it takes less. I think it's fighting. I think it's fighting for sure. Is this a different one? No, it's the same one. And what does this say? We have no idea. And that's pretty much it, you guys. That is my full-on review. We'll go all the way back here. This is the best This is the second best Glaceon. Then we go to Arceus, Garchomp, and Probopass. But there you guys have it. Don't forget to like the video. Consider subscribing for more quality Pokemon Pocket content. And also, so that way you don't miss out when I make the super spicy Arceus EX 18 trainers a fossil deck. Because Ultimate Force will work with fossils. That's going to be it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later.